Bonjour, bienvenue, Paris. Alright guys, welcome to Paris, Las Vegas. This is my first time staying at this hotel. I have wanted to stay here a few times, it's been on my radar, but I just haven't made the move yet, and I'm actually kind of happy we did. The room is a little bit on the smaller side, but that said, the view we have right now is phenomenal. We will get into that in a second. Right now, let's do a room tour. Well, this is it. First off, we have this little seating area here, which is fine, just if you want to relax, maybe look outside the view. A little desk here, again, very small, but you know, just if you want to just maybe get a little bit of work done, you have that option. The bed, we've got a king size bed. I haven't obviously slept in it yet. It feels pretty firm, which I'm not sure I'm going to be a big fan of, but let's see. These bedside tables, I gotta say, they seem kind of silly. Like there's 3 drawers and every single one of them is so shallow for some reason. I don't really know what you're gonna fit in there, but anyway. Over here, you got like a TV unit here, which also doubles as a closet. So you've got 3 pretty decent sized drawers. Over on this side is where you're gonna hang up shorter things, maybe like, you know, your t-shirts and things like that. You've got the safe. One thing I'm actually really happy with is you do have a mini fridge in the room. So, I mean, it's not a big one, but if you just want to throw some drinks in there, maybe some leftovers, at least you have that option. This side, you do have a bit longer of a closet if you want to hang like longer things. If you've got, you know, maybe like a dress or something like that needs to go in there. Ironing board, luggage rack. Little sitting area over here. It's probably not going to get utilized too much. Maybe just to throw some clothes on that you want to wear that day. Maybe just sit on when you want to put your shoes on or something. This artwork's kind of funky. You can see that they have made these little small adjustments to make these rooms a little bit more modern, I guess. So, you know, talking about this picture, for example, the red lamps, little touches like that. But you can definitely see that there is still some wear and tear. It's a little bit more on the dated side. And again, it is a little bit small. Let's check out the bathroom. So again, the bathroom is, you know, running theme, a little bit on the smaller side. I do like how they kind of tried to modernize it, at least by having this like red mirror, this artwork here with the Eiffel Tower and sort of a miniature Eiffel Tower. It's kind of a cute little modern touch. Otherwise, you can see it still does have that dated beige and, you know, very bland colors. But as I said, that's why they obviously tried to add these little pops of color here. In terms of the little amenities here, we've got this José Eber. I don't know how to say that. I've never heard of this before, but we'll check it out. It's a royal rose scent, so very French. The shower, a little small. At least there is a glass door as opposed to a shower curtain, so that does kind of step it up a little bit. This bath is very small. It's very shallow, very low. It's something you're basically just going to be able to sit in and pretty much be like waist deep. It's very small, but at least there is a bath. Yeah. Otherwise, you know, they've included some extra towels, this and that, hair dryer. I do like these mirrors that they include as well if you need to, you know, magnify anything and make sure you're looking all right. There is no full length though, which I am a little bit disappointed because to me, you gotta have the full length. Oh, I'm being told, sorry. I stand corrected. There is a full length behind the bathroom door. So you can still check yourself before you go on the strip and wreck yourself. And finally, you can't forget the most important part of this room, and that's this breathtaking view. You definitely want to make sure you get a view of the strip because then you're going to see the Eiffel Tower, the pool, the Bellagio fountains. At night, everything lights up and sort of coordinates together. It's going to look beautiful. I can't wait to see it. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you may know that I do my Vegas room tours a little bit different than some of my other ones. That said, this video is going to serve as a room tour of this king room with the Eiffel Tower view. And I'm going to document my experiences, like for example, the pool and other things like that in other videos that I will be sort of uploading as they become available. This video is just going to be the room tour, and at the end I will give you my final thoughts of our overall take on Paris, the room, how we slept, just the overall vibe that we have. So we will be checking in with you later there, but stay tuned for all the other videos as well, and make sure you are subscribed.
Several days later.
Okay, guys. I am spent. That's the best way to describe it right now. I'm so tired. I kind of hit that lull now. Usually this time, this is our last night. So just full disclosure, I am giving you my final thoughts on our last night as opposed to the morning, just because we have an early flight tomorrow morning. So you can see I'm done. Tomorrow morning, so I want to get this done now so I don't forget anything, even though I am so tired and just really would love to go to bed. But anyway, yeah, this has been a bit of a whirlwind of a trip. Like, this is day 8 for us. So tomorrow we're going to day 9, which is a bit of a marathon Vegas trip for me. The longest I've ever done here is typically a week. You know, I'll do like, back in the day we used to do like a Tuesday to Tuesday, Thursday to Thursday, whatever. So this does add like a bit of an extra day, which comes with its advantages and disadvantages as well. Like I said, like I'm pretty tired. So we checked into Paris. I don't want to, give you too much. Maybe I'll make a separate video of, this whole trip and just sort of like an overview of the entire trip and, what we did and whatnot. But for now, I want to focus on our stay at Paris because that's what this video is about. So you saw earlier the room tour. I gotta be honest, the room was, I don't want to say a disappointment, but it was not anything that it didn't wow me. I have been coming to Vegas. Now, this is not a brag. This is just for context. I have been coming to Vegas since 2010. So we're going to get into that shortly. I have been coming to Vegas since 2010. Usually I come once or twice a year. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, it did kind of screw that up a little bit. But yeah, I've been coming fairly frequently. I've stayed at some of the best places as far as I'm concerned. Cosmopolitan, Palazzo, Venetian, Bellagio, etc. I've stayed at some average places as well, like Planet Hollywood, Flamingo, etc. So I feel like I've got a pretty good grasp on, I wouldn't say the ugly, but the great, the good. I wouldn't even say the bad, because I don't think anything where I've stayed has been particularly bad. I've just had, places that I preferred over others. Where Paris falls on that list would probably be pretty close to the bottom. I'm actually surprised and disappointed to say. Paris has been on my radar for a little bit because, as I said, coming here for a long time, you kind of get accustomed to the center of the strip being basically, Bellagio is basically the be-all end-all. You basically want to be where the Bellagio is. So, I'm looking out the window right now, I can see the Bellagio. And that is what you want when you come to Vegas. You want to be able to see Bellagio. You want to be, in this vicinity, in the center strip, close to Flamingo. This is where you want to be. Location-wise, has been good. We walk out. What I like about, comparing to somewhere like Bellagio, for example, there is a long walkway to get to the strip. With Paris, once you get down the elevator, you walk to the casino for a couple minutes, not too long, and you're on the strip, which isn't bad. You are right next to Planet Hollywood. If you want to get some cheap eats or, walk around Miracle Mile, if you've forgotten something, you need to run to CVS, you need to run to Walgreens, you need to run to ABC, you've got those stores around you. So, again, another positive for me about staying here is that you do have those stores around. That might be where the positives kind of end. So, again, we checked into, we've been here for a while. We arrived in Vegas on a Tuesday. We were staying at an MGM property for the first few nights. Moved to Paris on a Friday night. Quite honestly, I've never really had too much problem with noise besides, we were at Mandalay Bay and I remember me mentioning like noise-wise was not that bad. Typically, yeah, even being on the strip, you maybe hear an ambulance go by once in a blue moon. You can maybe hear the jets from the fountains go off if you're staying at Bellagio. Back in the day when I used to stay at Palazzo and they still had the pirate show, you could hear the cannons going off sometimes. Otherwise, I haven't, speaking of the Bellagio fountains going off right now, I haven't really had a whole lot of issue with noise from the strip. I gotta say, the first 2 nights were very unpleasant. Chateau in front of the in front of Paris, the nightclub here. If you've got a strip view, if you've got a view facing Las Vegas Boulevard, you know, facing the Eiffel Tower, facing that general direction, and I would say we're on floor 20. I don't know how many floors are here. It looks like we're about, just to compare, maybe in the middle, closer to the top, but in the middle. Good luck sleeping. That music will keep you up. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. That music will keep you up because you will be hearing the constant thudding of the bass. The music will be playing almost like in your room. Like, I was able to sing along to every song I heard. You know, like I said, I literally have Bellagio across the street from me, and they do have little vents on the windows that you can hear. You know, if you want to hear a little bit, you can kind of sometimes make out the song very faintly. But windows closed, curtains closed, everything closed. It's like somebody was literally, it's like I had headphones in blaring the music. It was that loud. I was honestly lying there looking up on my phone what time the club closed, because I was just so upset. I contemplated just getting some towels and sleeping in the bathtub, sleeping in the bathroom, because I just could not sleep. It was just that bad. I could not sleep the first 2 nights. The third night, because I was absolutely sleep deprived and exhausted, I slept pretty well, and I'm not gonna lie, I have slept fairly well since then. The bed is not too bad. The pillows are not too bad. The room, I can get nice and chilly, which is what I like when I'm sleeping in a room. So all in all, despite the noise, the first 2 nights where I didn't sleep, after that I haven't slept too bad. That said, like literally as we speak right now, you can probably maybe make out some of the music right now. We just been out for a little bit. We just got back to the room. There's some kind of a party going on in the pool. I can't tell if it's a wedding. I can't tell what the hell it is, but I swear if this thing goes on past the time I want to go to sleep, I'm going to go down there and I'm going to shut it down myself. I will unplug every single speaker that's down there. I will just rage, because it's just been a very unpleasant stay at Paris, and this is not what I wanted. This is not what I expected. This is not at all what, you know, I had in mind for my stay here. Some other headaches we've had. The housekeeping here is appalling, and I mean appalling. It has just been Cody and I in this room, but our unofficial third guests were the hairs in the shower. One in particular, Cody and I don't have long hair, and there was one long, you know, wavy hair that was on the bathroom wall the entire trip. And it basically solidified the fact that they don't clean the rooms very well here. The ceiling had thick, short hairs, which I don't even want to ask what body part they came from, because again, like, they were very evident to me. I'm not in housekeeping, so if you aren't housekeeping, how did you not see those? The bathroom in general had just I don't even want to, almost like a fish odor. I don't know if it came from the bathtub, I think it came from the toilet, to be honest with you, because like it seemed like it was something on the floor maybe, because I thought that I smelled it on my sock after being in the bathroom one time. The sink does not drain. If you're brushing your teeth, by the time you're finished brushing your teeth, all your toothpaste, if you are one of those people that runs the water, which shame on you, but I do it sometimes, the water just basically rises very close to the top, and you will have spit and toothpaste and just a whole combo of things in the sink, and it takes so long to drain. And then actually the housekeeping itself. The one day we woke up and we were out all day. We came back, our bed was not made, we had no fresh towels, nothing. So we called down and said, look, you know, we're gonna be out for a little bit, our room has not been made up yet, can you please have somebody come by and make up the bed, give us some fresh towels, that's all we need, don't need to go crazy, just do that and we're happy. Fortunately, we came back and this hadn't been done. Yesterday morning, we went out again, unexpectedly, all day. We went out pretty early because we had breakfast, we went shopping, we went downtown again, we were all over the place. We came back probably around 6 o'clock p.m. Our room had been untouched. Our bed had not been made, no fresh towels, nothing. So I called down to the front again and said, here's the situation. our room had not been made. We have no this, we have no that. Can you have somebody come clean the room? We're gonna go ahead to dinner now. Can you have somebody come to the room within the next, half hour or so? We're gonna be out of here. Have somebody come clean, just make the beds, give us some fresh towels. Went out, went for dinner, came back a few hours later, nothing. Called down to the front again, same situation. Can you make up the bed, please? Can you send some towels up? We've already made this request twice today. Can you please have this done? No problem, no problem. We leave, we didn't get back till, I want to say maybe 2 a.m. It was a late night. Nothing, no towels, no bed made, nothing. So once again, we call and they tell us, well, sorry, the housekeeping is not currently, they're not currently working right now. So the best we can do is bring you some towels. So obviously frustrated, I thought, okay, well, at least give me some towels. At least give me some fresh towels so I can take a shower tomorrow with some, nice fresh towels. Because if we know we have to save our towels, we're not going to replace them, then I would hang them up. But, usually they replace them, so you kind of throw them in the bathtub to show that they're, dirty. You want a, new fresh towel. Waited probably close to an hour. Called back again, asking where are the towels. Just send somebody with some towels. That's all we want. Just send somebody with some towels. Again, waited and waited and waited. I called down again and I just said, guys, I just want to go to sleep. Somehow, in the span of that, the person at the concierge had zero record of me asking for housekeeping, me asking for towels, me asking for anything. There was no record any of the days. So now whether somebody on the call decided, and then actually somebody did hang up on me as well. And I wasn't even being rude or nasty or anything like that, but somebody did hang up on me. So I did have to call back. But yeah, no record was made. So whether that person who hung up on me decided that they didn't want to make their team look too bad and decided to remove all the requests, I don't know. Now, I don't like to call out people publicly. I would much rather deal with things on a personal level, one-on-one, face-to-face. That said, the lineup yesterday to check into Paris, I kid you not, was well into the casino. There had to have been easily maybe 200 or more people trying to check in yesterday at that time. And every time because I wanted to talk to someone face-to-face and say, guys, just bring me some towels, clean my room, bring me some towels, something. But every single time we went, even at almost 2 a.m. we went downstairs, people were still checking in. So, we really just, we're at our wit's end at that point. So anyway, I don't like to call out people publicly, but there comes a point in time when, sadly enough, that is your only ammo. So unfortunately, I did go on Twitter and I did call out Paris on Twitter, not Paris Hilton, Paris Casino, just to clarify, called them out on Twitter and just said, we've been asking for room service. We're not getting it. People keep saying someone's coming to the room. No one's coming. And then I kept adding a little update, a few hours later, still no towels, still no this, all that. Just, I wanted accountability at that point, and nobody on the phone was doing that for me. So I thought if I call them out publicly, maybe there'll be some, need to save face because now it's in front of an audience. And sadly enough, that seemed to be the only thing that worked. Now, although I didn't get a response that night, the next morning, all of a sudden I was getting a response. The next morning, all of a sudden we got a phone call. I got a response on Twitter, privately, and on, through a tweet. We got a phone call to the room. I got an email from somebody basically offering me a $50 credit to whether we used it towards food or drinks or the resort fee or whatever. That's what we ended up receiving. So it's just pretty sad to me that it had to come to that point, because I was trying to go about, dealing with it again privately, all the right ways, to try and get it solved somehow, and was just hitting a roadblock every which way. So it's just sad to me that it came to that point where I almost felt like a tattletale going on Twitter to call out them on, and call them out in public like that. It was just, it's not a style that I wanted to do, but it was something that I just felt was the only way to get a response. And sadly, it was the only way we got a response. And I mean, I'm not the only one who's noticed this. We were talking to some ladies on the elevator today who, got on the elevator and were shocked that there was a drink that had finally been removed from the elevator. And they said this drink had been on the elevator all day yesterday and had finally been removed. So we made a comment to them and said, yeah, the housekeeping here has been really bad. And they said the same thing, that it has been terrible. Now, I don't know if Caesars has all of a sudden implemented something where you do need to request housekeeping every day. If that's the case, tell us that, because they didn't. And why did we get the housekeeping the first day or so, and then after that, never again? And again, like, if that's going to be the case, just let us know so we can at least make that request. But then here's the other part of that. When we make the request, follow through, because we did make the request numerous occasions and got nowhere. So honestly, I have been really disappointed. Even right now, I feel like I have PTSD hearing this music, and you could probably hear, picking up a little bit on it too. This music happening downstairs. Again, I don't know if it's a wedding or some kind of a party, and I don't want to be a buzzkill, but I have an early flight tomorrow. We've had a rough few days here, and I just lost for words at this point. I really am. I wanted to like Paris. This is a place that, like I said, I've never stayed before. It's been on my radar. The location's good. I think it's like 4 or 4.5 stars, so I was expecting a great experience. And I know even for Cody, it's somewhere that Cody wanted to check out as well. So to say that, I'm just lost for words. I've got nothing else to say, really. This is my first time staying at Paris, and unless a miracle happens, I can't see myself staying here again, unless, full disclosure, we are staying here. Our stay is free, but we are going to be paying for a resort fee still on top of that. But that's not because of any reason other than just our slot play. We booked it through our offers. We combined our offers together to get this room for 5 nights for free. So that is one saving grace. But quite honestly, I would much rather have paid something and stayed somewhere else and had a better stay. We were actually looking at some of our offers while we were here, and we were really close to moving over to Aria or just somewhere else, just to get away from this place. Just because there's just a certain attitude that we've encountered at most Caesars properties that, I'll be honest with you, we do have status at MGM. We've been fortunate to have some, status matching at other resorts through our status, at MGM. And Caesars has been the one place that just has not wanted to play ball. And, I don't want to sound entitled or like a brat that they should just, give me things because I want them. That's not what this is. It was even the case of just asking, because Caesars will status match for new signups. Now, I've had a Caesars card since probably 2010. And, to me, I get frustrated when companies will reward new customers versus like loyal customers in a way, if that makes sense. This is an ongoing thing. Like I've noticed, even with cell phone companies, things like that, they do the same thing. And we spoke to a host here, actually. We spoke to an amazing host yesterday at the Palms, on a side note, who bent over backwards for us. And keep an eye out, because I definitely think we'll be staying at the Palms sometime soon, so keep an eye out for video there. But I just feel like at Caesars it was not a case. We tried to get a hold of a host in Paris, couldn't. Went over to Cromwell, tried to get a hold of a host there. They literally said, well, we'd have to email them, and didn't offer to do that or anything like that. Just told us that was the protocol and basically left it there. When we finally did speak to a host in Paris, I can't tell you how rude she was. We just said to her, like, not even rude, we weren't confrontational, we weren't rude at all, we just, simply asked why, they didn't, want to reward, ongoing customers and just new customers. And her response was literally, she doesn't come to our work and tell us how to run our companies. It was just every question we had was just, the response was that. It was very confrontational is the only word I can think of. She just had no time for us. And again, this is sort of the attitude we've had a lot of Caesars properties. I haven't stayed at Caesars property in Vegas in a while. Like we stay at Caesars in Windsor from time to time and have, you know, great stays there. Caesars in Vegas, for some reason, I don't know. The last few stays we've had here have been through MGM or, you know, the Cosmopolitan, which is going to become MGM very soon. And we've had really good stays there. With Caesars, though, I don't know. This is my first Caesars stay in Vegas in a while. I don't know. The attitude I got basically was that, you know, they seem to just hold on to the merit that, well, we're Caesars, so you should just, you know, stay here, play here, Caesars, right? They hold on to that name more than anything, but I don't feel like you get that same level of service that, at least that we've encountered, that we've gotten at MGM. And that's not even a status thing. This is before we even had status, that, you know, we had that kind of service through MGM. So I don't know, maybe it's just a bad time for us to come. I don't know, I'm trying to make excuses for them, but quite honestly, it's just been very disappointing overall. At Paris, any Caesars resort we've visited, yeah, just all of it. Now, I mean, I could go on. I could talk about the pool and how there's, you know, no sun till probably like noon. I could talk about the fact there's no chairs on the pool deck, basically. So if you do want a seat, you better get down there at 10, which even that alone, getting downstairs at 10 o'clock for the pool, like most of the pools open earlier than that, from my experience at least. So even that alone, yeah, I could talk about a few things like that. I mean, the fact that like we had planned on having some meals here, that we planned on going to Vanderpump and a couple other places, but funnily enough, the offers we've received from other places, like, you know, the Mirage / Hard Rock gave us, you know, a bunch of credits to eat there. The Palms gave us some, you know, credits to eat there. Just in general, like, you know, we just feel like we've had better treatment elsewhere. So rather than spending our money here that really doesn't feel appreciated, we'd much rather, you know, get these comps at other places, or even spend money at those places that actually seem to appreciate our business more than anything, I guess. I think that's sort of like the underlying theme of what I'm getting at, is that we feel like we haven't really been treated well. We feel like they've almost been doing us a favor, it sort of feels like. And it just hasn't, the hospitality just hasn't felt like it's been there in general. So is this spot right for you? All that said, is this spot right for you? Like I said, it hasn't been all bad. I like the location, but I like the location because, you know, it's nice seeing the Eiffel Tower out there. I like being able to see the Bellagio fountains. I like the fact that we are center stripped, so, you know, if we want to get basically anywhere, you know, we had a show up in New York, for example, we were able to walk there in less than half an hour. We went for dinner at Mirage. We were able to walk there in less than half an hour. We've done a lot of walking. I've got my Fitbit on, you know, every day we've done, you know, over 25,000 steps basically. So a lot of walking, a lot of exercise, which is cool. So location, I guess, is probably the number one selling feature for here. If you have status at Caesars as well, I guess this is probably not a terrible place for you to stay, because Caesars doesn't really have a lot of the higher end properties. I guess Caesars and like Nobu and Cromwell, you know, are probably like their higher end resorts. Paris is probably maybe the runner up, and then, or maybe at least on par with like Planet Hollywood, and then after that it kind of just like does like one of those, you know, with Horseshoe and you know, Flamingo, Link, I don't know, I'm forgetting one, Rio. So this is probably one of their, supposed to be at least, mid to higher level places. Personally, if it was me, if I got a really good deal here, I would maybe stomach it again. Would this be my first choice? Absolutely not. Would it be my second, third, fourth, or fifth even? Probably still not. Like, I would much rather say add an MGM property personally. You know, like, we've had really amazing treatment at Mirage in the past. I love Bellagio. I mean, who doesn't? The rooms are okay, but I just like the, I just like Bellagio. Before here we were at Mandalay Bay. Our room was massive. They treated us like, really, really well there. So even that being, terrible location, but the hotel and the staff and just the overall treatment we had was awesome. We did have a couple of hiccups there as well, but they were all dealt with like very quickly. And so, we didn't feel like we were being an inconvenience by saying, hey, we got a light bulb out somewhere, or, something like that. It was dealt with, and, we didn't feel like we were being a nuisance. Here, like even when I asked them for extra towels, when they finally did bring me my towels up yesterday at like 2:30 in the morning, it was almost like they were doing me a favor, and almost like I should have tipped them. And I'm thinking like, what am I tipping you for? And that's the fun thing even as well, that they do have that little envelope on the desk there to tip the housekeeping, which, normally, yeah, okay, that's a nice thing to do, but what am I tipping you for when you've barely been in the room? Otherwise, I don't want to completely turn my back on Caesars. Like I said, Caesars Windsor in Ontario treats us really well. We are planning on coming back to Vegas, hopefully sometime this year, probably in the summer sometime. So I don't want to completely rule out staying at a Caesars property again. I have had good experiences at Planet Hollywood back. I haven't stayed there in quite a while. I think the last time was around like 2016, I want to say. I stayed at Caesars Palace a couple years before that. I didn't personally love it. I know some people that's like, their go-to and their favorite place, so maybe I do need to give it another shot. But otherwise, my recommendations, if you're looking for something in the center strip, I would say Bellagio obviously is one of the best. To me, Cosmopolitan is one of my absolute favorites. I know it's not the cheapest, but you're gonna get a great room. You're gonna feel very bougie. You're gonna get treated really well there usually. You're hopefully not gonna have parties all night that keep you up. Maybe you'll get a good night's sleep. That would be a cool plus, maybe. All in all, I think I've kept you guys here long enough. I don't want to keep rambling. Also it's our last night. We gotta start packing. We gotta, do a couple last minute things before we head to bed, head to the airport, get back to reality. So I'm gonna sign off here. If you guys have any questions though, have any, things that I missed, maybe I'll even update you guys tomorrow morning if I have, missed anything, or if there's any new developments in just anything, if they decide to do anything just to sort of remedy all of the terrible experiences we've had here. But otherwise, if you have any questions, if you have any, things you want to know, please leave comments below. I always answer, your guys' comments, the best of my ability. If I don't know the answer, I will do my best to, look it up and see if I can figure it out for you. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider liking the video. Please consider sharing with your friends if they are thinking about coming to Vegas and thinking about, where should they stay. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It's completely free for you guys, and honestly, it really does help me continue to deliver free content to you guys. Otherwise, I think that's probably about it. I'm gonna go and shut down this party downstairs before I lose my mind. So once again, this has been Daniel Spotlight, and we'll see you in the next one. Viva Las Vegas.